Are you confused into how the new villager breeding works and how you can make them breed? Well, today I will show you in this tutorial for Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.11. Hello, ladies and germs, and welcome back to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. We have currently just had the Villager and Pillager update, so we are currently in the 1.11.1 version of the game because the patch come out today, which is awesome. And after many hours, I have figured out how villagers work. Okay, so after many days and nights of me watching these guys, I have finally figured out how the breeding system currently works. I have 11 villagers over there that are not accounted in this village, and I'll explain why as I go on. So the first thing that you need is this villager breeder. This is by Wattles, and I will put a link in his description and annotation at the top of the screen now. So, you have currently 4 villagers or 2 breeding pairs, and each villager gets assigned a bed, and also a workstation as well. So, one bed for each of the farming villagers, and then these beds in the middle are for the babies. And if I break one, you'll see that it then gets assigned to a villager, but these villagers already have a bed assigned to them. So what villager has that just assigned it to? And it would be the next baby in the system. So you get a baby and it gets born into the world and drops into this water tube, which then takes it 64 blocks in that direction. Then, once all the beds have been claimed within the village farm area, it will then stop the spawning. These guys will not pick up any more carrots, and they will not spawn any more. And what you need to do is actually let the game go through an entire night cycle so that these guys actually try to sleep in the beds. Now, of course, they can't, and every time they try to sleep in a bed, they will just get reassigned a new bed. At the same time, those baby villagers that you have moved over there are also trying to sleep in these beds, and because they are well out of the bed's detection range, they then no longer count towards this village's cap. So as you can see, I don't have any movement off these guys at all, and like I said, I have 11, possibly 12. I think there's 2 in one, but I'm still missing one. It's not majorly important. And then once they have gone through an entire night cycle, and you need to make sure that you see the angry particles come off the beds, not so much the villagers. So if you want to watch those guys and wait till you see angry particles off them, you'll know that they have tried to sleep in the bed and can't locate the bed, so that then they've been kicked out of the village. And then from that baby being born, so imagine the first one's born and you've taken him away, a 20-minute timer starts, and it is only once they've gone through a night cycle and been kicked out of the village, and it has been 20 minutes, that these guys then go, oh, we've got a spare bed. We can breed and make a new baby and put that baby in that new bed. So if I went ahead and placed down a new bed, you will see that there should be particles. I don't know if there is actually a cap to this. I think there might be. I think there might be a cap actually how many villagers you can have per village. Or they're just really miffed at me because I haven't done anything with them. Anyway, let's pop over there and talk about their trades. Okay, so here we are, and we have all 12 jobs. I don't know if this is a glitch, but I did put down the enchanting table and I did get particles. Unfortunately, I've had to remove the villagers from over there because they were messing the system up. Because really, you only want one villager assigned to each, which gets a bit difficult when you've got them in such close proximity, but don't worry about it. So we have the smoker here, which is the butcher. Their trade prices don't exactly vary very much. These guys, same for the fisherman, which uses the barrel. You have the cartographer that uses the cartography table. The composter, which of course the farmer uses. His trades don't really move very much either as far as prices. It's just the items that he sells, and of course it's just depending on which. This guy is the cleric, and his also don't change. Same for the toolsmith, which uses tool bench. Oh, I have actually forgotten the stone cutter. Oh, so there's more. Oh dear. The blast furnace is the armorer. His prices also don't change. It's more of the item that he's selling, and then it varies. We will come back to the librarian in a minute because that gets a bit confusing. The grindstone is the weaponsmith, and his prices don't change. It's just the item. And say if it was an iron shovel, it would probably only be 1 emerald, 2 emeralds. So there's really not much difference there. Fletcher, he also doesn't change his prices. They all pretty much stay the same. It's just the items that they sell. Leatherworker, I haven't noticed him changing, and same with the shepherd, which you use the loom for. But this is the one we want to talk about, and this is the librarian. Now, if you break the lectern and place it back before you trade with him, do not trade with him. You can look at his trades. So he has 10 emeralds for feather falling too. That's actually a pretty good deal. But if you don't like that trade, excuse me, if you don't like that trade, you can then change it. So I now have got a silk touch for 17. Like, that's a pretty good price. And I'll do it once more. And blast protection 2 for 17. So you get the idea. The librarian, I've actually been sat keeping a very close eye on, basically. I do apologise, you'll be able to see my turning my page over. So we currently have 4, and all of these will be in the description below. We have efficiency 4 for 15 emeralds. We have Infinity for 12. Silk Touch for... oh no, sorry. Infinity is 9. Silk Touch is 5. Feather Falling 4 is 2. Protection 4 is 23. Thorns 3 is 22. Looting 3 is 22. Luck of the Sea is 25. Mending, and the best one, is 10. Fortune 3 is 35. Fire Protection 4 is 19. Punch 2 is 13. Sharpness 4, and you can only get Sharpness 4. You can't get a Sharpness 5 off villagers as far as I'm concerned. Sharpness 4 is 23. Power 4 is 16. Knockback 2 is 9. And that's a really good deal because Aqua Affinity is 8. Fire Aspect 2 is 13. Quick Charge 3 is 14. And Depth Strider 3 is 35. Now, they are some of the best prices that I've got. I haven't seen all the books that he offers because there's still blast protection and things like that, but like they're just like a fair few of the ones that I have come across and been able to, and I spent hours just going and placing it back down and then looking at the trade. Law 3, I know for a fact you can get that for at least 20 emeralds, but I wasn't going to put it on the list if it's a 45. Quick charge 38, and I have a quick charge here for 14. So really, like, I would keep a tally of what he sells, because otherwise you could be getting hugely overcharged by him. But all the rest, like I said, really don't seem to change their prices. It's just the items that they sell. This guy, of course, does change his prices a lot. So, uh, even that these guys were all 64 blocks away from the main village over here, it still counted as that is a village and still part of this one, because they were seeing the composter all the way over here. So I don't know if that is due to these guys actually do need to be 164 blocks away from the village so that they don't interfere with trades, but it's fairly simple to sort that. You can just remove the barrel and then you can always put it back afterwards. And if you do have any farmers, what you can do, as long as you have not traded with them, is just put another block in front of them, and usually they will just go to that job. So I do hope that I have covered everything. If there is anything that I haven't covered in this video, please let me know in the comments, and I can always do an update video. Other than that, I think we are actually all good. So I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, hit that like button. If you've really enjoyed it, then don't forget to subscribe. If you would like to speak to me personally, my Discord link is in the description below. Also my Twitter and my Facebook. Also my Patreon page. So please go and check that out. And my name's been Joker. And I'll see you in a mini money mo. Ta-ta for now. Ah? Well, that would explain a lot.